Hey there, my name is Sean Cantrell and I'm the leader of the Schools and Sports program over here at H&H Color Lab. And today I want to talk with you about how to set up a marketing campaign for your volume school photography. So let's get to it. All right, so when you're thinking school photography, you're thinking pictures, how are we going to get all the kids in, photographed, keep track of everyone, all the 500 different people we're photographing that morning, how we're going to get out of there by lunch, how we're going to get all that stuff organized and delivered back to the parents and nothing gets damaged and everyone's happy, and all those different details. Usually one of the last things on your mind is the marketing. And unless you just have a love of marketing, you select fair few out there in the world, my hat's off to you. You really don't like the idea of marketing. You just know, hey, if I don't do it, then my sales are not gonna be so good. So I gotta do marketing. I just don't know what it should look like or how it should be set up. And so what I wanna do today is I wanna show you how you can set up effective automated marketing in the Imago system so that you can turn that on when you create your project and know that it's gonna run through that entire journey for the project, from if you're doing like a pre-sale through gallery or proof first or however you're choosing to sell for your school photos, that marketing campaign can run through that entire journey for those folks to get them excited about picture day and excited about ordering your photos. So let's jump into it here. So first thing you're going to do is head over to the market and sell section and let's go into our campaigns. Now you can see here I've already got a lot of different campaigns on here because there's just a lot of different ways you can sell volume photography, and there's just different campaigns for different ways. Don't get crossy-eyed and all this. What I want to do here is I just want to take something as a starting place, get one of these sample campaigns, and I want to tweak it so that it makes sense to me, makes sense for the school photography that I'm going to be doing this fall. So let's come in here and I'm going to choose this first campaign here. The first thing I'm looking for is the target. So who are we selling to here? Who are we marketing to here? And our options are prospect, lead, and buyer. And really what that's doing is we're describing those three layers of that sales funnel. So prospects, those are the folks, if we're old school, if we've been around for a minute, if we had our pictures taken as a kid, so hopefully I've got everybody covered there. You probably had at least a sales flyer handed to you at some point. That's this kind of concept. So think of marketing sales flyers not equal to each other necessarily, but we're getting people excited about picture day. We're creating awareness about picture day and how they can take action. That's really what these prospects are for. We want to get them excited about picture day. We want to get them logged into the gallery or into the pre-sale so that we can engage them there and help them place that order. So those are our prospects. Leads is the next step down. Those are folks that have logged in, have either looked at the pictures, looked at some of the packages, but for some reason haven't checked out. They haven't pulled that trigger for some reason. And so the lead campaign is designed to help re-engage them, get them back into the gallery and help them complete that order. And then the buyers, that's a pretty straightforward one. Those are your paying customers. Those are folks who are saying, yes, I'm excited about picture day. Yes, I do want to order something. Yes, I have ordered something. Now what, right? What do I do now? And so how you have conversations with each three of those segments of your customers is important to make sure that they feel heard and engaged and you're giving them relevant information so that they want to stay connected to you and what you're telling them, and you're not just bugging them with buy type of information. So we want to be helpful, not annoying, right? So we've got prospect, lead, and buyer. I'm going to zoom in on the prospects for this section here. Obviously we could build out libraries of marketing video stuff, but we're just going to keep this short, keep it simple, and let's do the prospects. Now the next thing we want to look at here is the type of journey. So this is describing how we're wanting to sell. With this journey A, really what that's saying is I want to have some sort of pre-sale and gallery sale combination, and so that's what I really am excited about for school photography here. So in this case, I'm going to take this default campaign as my starter, hit duplicate, and now I want to give it a name. So we're going to call this fall school prospect campaign, whatever makes sense to you. However, that make sure that when you see that name, you're like, I know what that one's about. That's what I want to use here. So we've got that, our target, our prospects, the journey. Yep, we're keeping in that journey A, and then I can hit copy. So that campaign's copied. Now let's jump in and look at the details here. So I'm gonna just click on that. And you can see here I've got picture day is coming, time is running out, gift picture day, we've got different holiday specific campaigns. I'm probably not gonna do those here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just delete those real quick and get this down to just a real light, simple campaign. And I could always build this out later, build upon it, copy this and make a more expanded one. But for this one, I just want to keep it pretty short and sweet. So just a couple more. All right, so now you can see we're gonna have this first one go out whenever they get added. So this will be before picture day when we get their email address and get that loaded into Imago. Then we're gonna have one that's gonna go out 5 days before picture day, then a day before picture day, and then it's gonna be quiet for a while. And then a couple weeks after picture day, in this case 18 days, we're gonna send this one out. And what we're trying to target there is, by this point you have already photographed, you've already got those pre-orders delivered to the lab to be processed and printed and shipped out either back to you or directly onto the school or the parents. And so now is the time to start re-engaging them with a new set of opportunities. And so that's what we're keying in on here with this marketing campaign. And you can see we've got a few more that are coming out after that, and then one right before the event expires. So let's zoom in on this first one here. So we've got the name of the broadcast. Again, this is just something that you can refer to it by. When do we want that to go out? So I want it to go out the day they're added, or I could say I could put it in a day after they're added. There's different ways you can trigger that based off of when they take activity or specific dates that you have in mind. So don't get too wrapped around that. Just kind of think when you want these things to go out. And then if you're not sure which trigger's right for you, just give us a call and we can walk through some of those details with you on what's the right trigger for you or not. But for this case, really what I'm saying is I want to send out a message once I get them added into the project here. So that's set. Now we come to some different portions here. I've got my email section and my text message portion of this. So let's go to the email, and the subject we've got is this funny looking thing here that says project name, and it's got some brackets around that. What is that? That is what's called a keyword. What we're able to do is, instead of just sending out a generic email, which everyone can smell from a mile away as a sales email, we can personalize this with information specific to the project without having to create a bunch of individualized marketing campaigns. So we can create one campaign that we can use across a lot of different projects. And that's really helpful because you're busy, you don't have time to build all these things out. So how can we personalize it while keeping things simple and organized for you? So we're using these things called keywords. And you can see all of them down here in the marketing keywords library. There's a whole bunch. If you really want to get into it, you can check out all those points here. But all this is saying is it's just going to take whatever the name of the project is and plug it in right there, and then just say picture day is coming. Straightforward, right? Then we've got down here, what's it going to look like on that email. And this preview first you're seeing is what's it gonna look like on a desktop. I'm gonna switch over to what's gonna look like on a mobile device, because I think that's where most folks are gonna be engaging with your marketing, because what we see is 87% of customers that are ordering school pictures, ordering sports pictures, they're doing it from their mobile device. So that means they're gonna be engaging from their phone. And we wanna make sure that the marketing that we're sending out looks good on that device. So I'm looking at this from a mobile phone view, and let's make sure this is designed how I like it. So we've got picture days coming with the logo. I like it. This is a sports picture, and with this being school photography, I don't know if sports is gonna be the right photo for this. So let's go ahead and change this out. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna come down here to this get image section. We're gonna grab an image out of our media library. Now these are a bunch of marketing images that I've loaded in that I'm using on various landing pages or other marketing emails that I can just pull from and use as I'm building out these different campaigns. I don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. I can just reuse stuff that I'm already using. And that's helpful to keep you on brand and on message with the different marketing graphics and images that you're using. So let me grab this one that's talking about school portraits. I'm gonna grab the URL, come back over here, and we're going to get rid of that sports picture because that doesn't make any sense. And we're gonna put in this other picture instead. So I'm gonna put that URL there and hit insert. And yeah, that looks much better. So we have exciting news. Picture day is, and again, there's that keyword, and what that's doing is that's pulling from the picture day date you've got loaded in the project. It will then put that in the email because, again, we want to make sure parents know when picture day is and they're excited about that. Don't miss your chance to remember the kids of this age. You must order pictures before picture day. I think that's important. That's key because, again, we're trying to create that level of urgency and excitement. And by having this message clearly up front, we can help encourage them to see that. And you may want to just come in and add a little message to say, these are the best deals available. I don't know, however you want to engage that. You can decide how much text or how little text you want to put in there. My advice to you is don't get too wordy. Don't put in a ton of paragraphs, because when you have a lot of long copy, a lot of long text for people to read, their eyes just kind of glaze over and they don't really want to pay attention to that. So put the information that's important in there. Maybe put it in an outline form or a bullet form. Will help organize that if you've got a lot to say, or consider breaking that up into multiple emails and spreading that out over a period of time. Play with that, but don't get too wordy is the point that I'm trying to make here with these marketing emails. Then we've got an action button, which is order today. What I want to do here is I maybe want to come in down below that action button. And for those that are going to continue scrolling, not quite totally convinced they need to click the button just yet. Why should I do this? What's going to be exciting? Let's add some other products that we think are going to be exciting to parents. So let me go grab another image. And this time I'm going to grab, let's do this magnets here. or actually we'll just do these GIFs right there. I like that. So again, this is really convenient because I already have all these images loaded in there and I can just use and reuse them as needed. So I'm gonna add just a little message down below. Perfect GIFs for the family shop now. Pretty straightforward. If you have any ideas on how you want to say that, you just type it in right there. I'm just gonna stylize this real quick by centering it up, making it a little bit bigger so that it doesn't get missed. And the shop now here, I wanna make that a link. So instead of just call to action to say shop now, I want them to be able to click on it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go down to that keyword library. I'm gonna grab that project URL keyword. And so what that's gonna do is when they click on the link, it's gonna take them to the project that this email was sent from. That way we can get them to where they can place that order as quickly as possible without having to go through a bunch of pages or jump through a bunch of hoops in order to do that. So I've got that selected. Then I'm going to just highlight this here. And at the top, I'm gonna click that hyperlink icon, put in, instead of an HTTPS, you don't have to worry about all that. You just have to put in that keyword there, the bracket, colon, project URL, colon, bracket. That's all you have to put in there. And when you hit the check mark, you can see it's accepted that and it's now set. So we can see all that information. I like it. And then we're just ending up with, let us know if you have any questions or need a little bit of help placing your order. Perfect. Hit save and should be good to go. Then down below, the next part is the text message. Now, obviously, we're not gonna write a full email via text message. That's what email's for. Text is, we gotta keep it short and sweet. So right here, I've got picture days coming. Click here to order today with the URL. I like it. Maybe the one thing I'm gonna add in here is when picture day is. And so instead of saying picture day is coming, I'm gonna use that keyword order before. And you can type this in or copy and paste it. If you've done a bunch of these, I would say you can type it in, but if you're not sure, just come down here and copy and paste, just make it safe. So we're just grabbing this picture day keyword right there, and that will now then flow in whatever the date is. You can see it formatted right there, that number/number. So it's staying nice and short. Order before picture day to get the best deal. Click here to order today. And there's a link. And then since this is the first text message going out to them, I wanna sign it with the name of the studio. So obviously you can just put in the name of your studio, or you can grab this keyword there and use that. That way they know who this is coming from. And then when I like that, I can now hit save, and this broadcast has been updated. I can come back in here, just double check. Oh, that's what it's gonna look like on desktop, tablet, yep, mobile. All still looking good. I can even come down here and send myself a quick test to make sure that all the detail from all the keywords is flowing in how I want the links work. Like you can click on the links. I would suggest if you're new to sending these marketing emails, use those, send yourself tests, because it'd be rather to catch, spend one more minute to catch a mistake now than to wait until you've got 100 customers telling you what mistakes that you missed later on. So it's a nice quick check. Just send yourself a quick test, maybe send it to a friend or a coworker, have them click the links, make sure that there's nothing there egregious. But when you're happy, it's saved. Then you come in here and do the same thing for the other 4 or 5 emails, and you've got your campaign set up, ready to go. And that's it. So what you can see here now is we've got a whole marketing campaign for your school prospects, for your school photography coming up, and you're ready to use that for this upcoming school season. If you like what you've seen here and you'd like to get started using Imago, then sign up using the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.